Hi guys, sorry I've been away for a little bit. I got gluten earlier this week, so I've been kind of just trying to recover from that. Celiac sucks. It was like that, or maybe it was like also a stomach bug. I don't know. It was rough. I don't think I've ever been that down for like that long. Bye, Miso. You gonna stay up here? No, you gonna go? What's that, Miso? Miso suddenly decided she wanted to say hi. Hi, Miso. Yeah, yeah. Well, Miso says hi as well. I'm gonna work on some character art. Character art is the bane of my existence. I do not enjoy character art that much. But it's a very necessary part when you're starting to like work on pages. And I guess I can open what I was working on like page-wise so you guys can see what I was working on. Let's see, that would be in pictures and screenshots. Hi guys, if you guys are just not getting here, I'm just going to open a reference really quick, a screenshot from earlier. Dun, 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 so I can show people what I was working on if they're curious. I'm going to need this page, I'm going to need this page. Open those. Dun, 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 dun. So I have some references for like why, oopsie, this is just a double. I don't know why I have that in there twice then. Cool. I don't need this anymore. Sorry guys, chaos reigns. Alright, so basically what I'm doing right now is I'm going through the original version that I had, which I have some of it left. I've been kind of like deleting it as I go. Had some sketches here that I'm working on redoing. I'm actually just all I'm focusing on right now is actually changing Aros' design. And then once I'm in a place where I feel like I'm comfortable with the design, I'll go in and like do like the formal, like the cleaner art. So I'm not really focused necessarily on making it clean right now, just getting the changes in, just to kind of see what it looks like from all the angles and what I think about it. And so sometimes like I'll come up with an idea when I'm editing one of them, and then I'll like go change it again to match the other images. So I know like typically what someone will do like when they do concept art is they'll do like a whole bunch of varieties like before they pick something. I remember my concept art class and I hated it. I took it thinking it would be fun, and it was not very fun. I didn't enjoy that much. I'm actually going to open a second window here. Let's see, because I am tired of having to like go up here to see what it looks like. So let me just grab a screenshot of this really quick. I'm tired of constantly having to go up. There's a way to open like another window. There's like a way to my subview here open. And then let me grab a quick screenshot of this, and then I'll add that into my subview so I'll have it. Let's see, because I am tired of reopening it. Alright, and now open. You guys can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just grabbing that screenshot really quick. Pictures, screenshots. That'll be at the very bottom. Alright, and then I'll throw my subview in here so that you guys can see it. Where should I put it? I will put it, I think I'll put it right up here. Oops. There we go. Now I can actually see what the heck I'm looking at. There we go. Make this a little bit bigger. There. So now I've got my subview. Cool. So now I can move around and still see everything. Alright, so here it comes out like this. I don't know why I don't really enjoy drawing characters. Well, I know why. That's actually not entirely true. I have my suspicions as to why I don't enjoy drawing characters. It's weird, like a lot of people react really negatively when I tell them I don't like drawing characters. How could you not like drawing characters? How could you? That's the best part. I'm like, well, I mean, not really. I'd rather draw. I mean, as much fun as it is to like draw characters, and not and, like my characters are different. Like I enjoy drawing my characters because like I have like some form of emotional connection to them. But if I don't have connection to a character, like an emotional connection to a character, I don't enjoy drawing them at all. Maybe that's like a selfish thing. I don't know. It's just I don't really care if a character isn't mine. Which is why I hated doing commissions so much. It was really hard for me to like care about the characters that I was drawing, not in the sense of oh my gosh, like I hate this character. It was just really hard for me to like feel the vibe of a character, you know what I mean? Or to like get their personalities right. That was one of the things that I probably struggled with the most when I was doing commissions. Is it was really hard for me to like portray other people's characters well. Something I really struggled with. Of course, it's gonna autosave. Thank you, autosave. Okay, this ends up a lot higher. Whoops. So all I'm really doing is I'm just putting in like the necessary parts here. So it'll be easier for me to do like the actual like cleaner drawings. I guess in concept art it doesn't really matter that much, but eh. To me it matters. The majority of this is going to be the same. It'll just be sort of like redrawn. That was a really annoying interruption. Stabler is just on, but my hand's really shaking today. I wonder what that's about. But yeah, sorry I've been away, guys. I've just really not felt good at all. But I'm definitely feeling better now. I also had to go to the dentist, and it's like the first time I've been to the dentist in a year. So he was really nice about it. Like I kept apologizing and like, oh, like I'm so sorry. I'm just a baby and a coward. He's like, stop talking about yourself like that, which is funny because like I do the exact same thing when I'm talking to creators. I'm like, don't talk about yourself like that. And it was like, oh my gosh, like my own words used against me. It was actually kind of funny to hear him say that. I was like, you know what, you right. If anyone's talking, I can't see anything. It's telling me that there's been somebody here for 9 minutes. So if for whatever reason, if they're chatting or you're chatting, I can't see it. Let me open my phone and see if it's working. This is like the second time this has happened, where when I stream, it's telling me someone's watching, even though it's telling me there's no concurrent viewers, which is really weird. Let me check on my phone. Let's see if it's just like YouTube messing up. I've also had other problems with YouTube lately, where it doesn't load my like when I'm browsing videos, it doesn't load the title, it doesn't load the description, it doesn't load any information. It just shows the thumbnail, and there's like nothing else. And sometimes I'll have to like refresh the page 2 or 3 times. But the problem is when you refresh the page, then it will like remove like everything that you're watching. So let me bring the video up on my phone just so I can see if it's YouTube messing up or what. Okay, it looks fine. Yeah, it looks fine on my phone, so that's good. Cool. What's Miso, what are you doing? What you doing, Miso? Alright, and then we had the design goes down and then it splits this way. And then it splits this way. How many sections? I don't think I set that yet. 1, 2, 3. Let's do 4 sections going on each side. Let's make this the same angle. Hopefully you all are having a good time. Oh, I don't have my music up. Oh my goodness, how could I forget the music? How could I forget? Let's see. Well, let's definitely not play that playlist. That'll get me copyright striked, probably. Struck, whatever the word is there. Alright. Now I just got... Oh, I just raised my desktop audios down. Dun dun dun. This track here is one of my favorite tracks by, I'm gonna pronounce his name wrong, Adrian Von Zeigler. I don't know why, but this is one of my favorite ones. Miso is under my feet right now. So I have like a block that I sit on, and like, so like here's my chair right here, and I'll sit like cross-legged here, and then I have like a blanket that covers me like this. Miso is sitting right here, and she's like pawing at the blanket. I can feel her pawing at the blanket. So funny. Alright. This here, this will go this way, this will go this way. Alright, and then the necklace here, I think will be the same width down. I feel like I might be a little too far, maybe. This necklace here. It's got his little shells that will sit here. And then these go down further. This little bead here will be down below this. Should go up this way, something like that. Everyone like draws braids like dun 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 dun. I should learn how to do that because I don't do that. I should learn how to do it that way. And then they just kind of group down like this. Okay, and then he has necklace that goes over like this. Hi Twan, what's up? How you doing? Alright, most of this will still be the same. It'll just be like some of the changes that I made to his hair. Hey Joyce, how you doing? How have your streams been going? I've seen you've been really busy with your own streams. How are you doing? How are they going? What do you think about making a model? What do you mean model? Like 3D model? Oh, thanks. Yeah, I've been sick this week, so I didn't stream that much this week. In fact, I missed a lot of streams this last week, so that's why I wanted to stream on the weekend, even though it's technically not on my schedule. That's on like the front page, but I want to like make up for some of those missed streams, so I figure I'd stream today. And this goes only to the. It lines up with his nose. And goes halfway down his eye. I had the strangest dream while I took my nap today. Yeah, getting started with streaming is like the hard part. Like that's honestly for me that's been the hardest part. It's just getting started. Cuz I have like such an imposter syndrome when it comes to streaming. So for me the hard part is just starting the stream. And usually once I start I'm okay. They've been quieter lately. I don't know what's up with that. Um, like I used to get like 100 viewers on them pretty easy, and now I'm like barely lucky to get 10. As far as like during the actual stream itself, so I don't know what's up with that. But I suppose it's because I was away for a while, so and that's okay. That's what I get for being away for a while, so I'm not too worried about it. It'll get better with time. Yeah, on YouTube, yeah. I used to get like 100 views a stream really easy. And now I'm kind of struggling to even get like 50. And it's crazy because my streams are shorter than they used to be. So I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, I'm already monetized. So I'm kind of like coming back from that because I was planning on coming back last year, and then my cat Miso ended up having some like medical emergencies, and I had a dental emergency, and so I had to like go get some like NDA work, and of course you can't stream NDA work, and then I moved again, so it's just been really like hard trying to get back on YouTube and like being consistent again. I left Twitch because I swear to gosh, I got shadow banned. And I like never figured out why. So oh yeah, it does. Yeah, that's why I'm not like super worried about it. Plus like Miso. My cat has her zoomies going on right now. Um but anyway, yeah. So I did pretty well on Twitch, and then I got shadow banned, I think, because I was so close. Don't I had all of my I was already affiliated, and I had almost everything I needed for partnership. I just needed like the monthly average. And then out of nowhere, I went from like 50, 60 viewers a stream to like barely 5. I was lucky if I could hit 5. And I was getting reports from my viewers that when they searched for me, they couldn't find me. And they weren't getting notifications either. So, and that happened for, I thought, oh, it's just a glitch. Like, the first few times I thought, well, maybe Twitch is just glitching or something. But, like, it became a persistent problem. Yeah. So I left Twitch. I'm like, I'm not going to deal with a platform that will do this to me. I know YouTube could, like, take my privileges away at any time. I've seen them do it to people. So, like, it is what it is. But I was like, I'm not going to deal with this. This is dumb. Yeah. And plus, like, with YouTube, with Twitch, you don't get the benefit of, VODs, really. I mean, you do for a limited time on Twitch. You having fun there, Miso? Tearing up stuff? Yeah, exactly. Like, drawing art, I think, is something that can be VOD or can be evergreen if you do, do it right. Plus, I also have done it like a few tutorials, so those are still some of my more popular videos. Are those tutorials, and I have so much more knowledge to share than I did a couple years ago. So I may look back into like doing some tutorials again. I don't like doing them because I hate editing videos. That's why I started streaming, is because I hate editing videos. I hate editing videos. Oh my gosh, I can't even explain how much I hate doing it. Which is funny. I'm a YouTuber. I hate editing videos. Yeah. I want to move this to its own layer, just because I don't want to like ruin it. Yeah, people love tutorials. Like, my top tutorial videos are like 50 and 30,000. I think they're like 3/4 of where the views on my channel have come from. Yeah, I really should, like, do it. I just don't want to. It's so annoying having to, like, edit stuff. I know why, like, people like it. Like, I know why people like it, but it's frustrating. And plus, like, they get outdated, like, as you learn more, so it's, like, frustrating to make them sometimes. Because you have to, like, consistently, like, put out updates every once in a while. And that's annoying. My cat is going absolutely ham right now on this toy. I think it's because streaming on YouTube is still a pretty new thing as far as like people actually consistently doing it. It wasn't like streaming wasn't really like a big thing unless you did games on YouTube. That was really the only thing that I knew of that did really well, or like podcasts. Like, podcasts are usually live because they're more like TV shows or radio. And then you had the gamers, and the majority of the artists went to Twitch because of like the tier reward systems. And plus, YouTube had a really shitty, like, live algorithm. Like, you had to be really careful how you did your lives, because initially it was all one algorithm. And now that they're different algorithms, it's easier. Like, my streams, like, they're clearly doing, like, I think pretty decently. Like, on the days that I stream, all of my stats are way up. So, like, comparative to, like, where they were. So, clearly, streaming has a really good impact on my channel. It's like, but the problem is, how do I, like, retain people? That's what I'm struggling with. In the sense of, like, how can this be something that I can grow rather than, like, just do? You know what I mean? That's kind of seems to be the issue that I struggle with. And part of that's been because I've not been consistent. YouTube relies a lot more on, like, being consistent and predictable. So, oh yeah, there's tons of us out there. Like, my problem is, like, the majority of the ones that I know of are not the type of art streamers that I would follow. Like, I don't watch VTubers at all. And a lot of the art community are VTubers. I have zero interest in VTubers. I have zero interest in making one of those. Like, actually, I'm having the extreme opposite feeling. I feel like the art community is not very tight knit. Like, there's really only two streamers that I watch, like, pretty regularly. Because, like, the majority of the time when you go, like, if you're new, people know you're new, and, like, I feel like I have a hard time, like, connecting to other people. Because I don't do fancy overlays. I don't do, like PNGs. I don't... Oh, on Twitch. Okay, yeah. On Twitch, it's an extremely close community. We need more... Sorry, I thought you were talking about YouTube. I was gonna say, what art community on YouTube? I think the art community on YouTube is still reeling from Creepshow art. And yeah, so I think that part of that is what's hurting us. Like, like, I know there's an art community here on YouTube, but my problem is a lot of, like, the art community on YouTube, their commentary. Like, so many art YouTubers, like, end up going into commentary. And I'm like, can you please not? So sick of, like, drama-y art commentary channels. I'm, like, so sick of them. I told people that Creepshow was a bad person before, and no one believed me. Especially after, like, what happened with Peaches. I don't know, that's my suspicion, is, like, the art community is still reeling from that. But yeah, on Twitch, it's an amazing community. I miss it. I miss it a lot. There were, like, I rated my friends rated me. Like, it's a really tight community on Twitch, and I miss it a lot. But, like, if Twitch is gonna shadow ban me, like, if that's all it takes to completely destroy my channel is to be shadow banned, then I don't want to be there. How do you make a YouTube channel? Well, first you need a Google account. And you need to sign up and make a channel, and then from there you just decide what you want to make, and you make the videos, and you decide how to, like, get better over time, and you grow, and eventually, maybe if you work hard enough and you're really good at, you know, deciding and figuring out what your channel needs to be good and better, and you make something that people actually want to watch, you can become a YouTuber, like, as a profession. But you have to be really good at being, like, objective and finding ways to ask for help and growing, and it's a lot of work, you know, having a YouTube channel. It's something that I have struggled with. I've struggled with being consistent. I've struggled with being on time to my streams because I'm so freaking tired all the time. So that's my problem. My problem is I'm not consistent enough. So at least I know what my problem is. Who knows? Maybe I'm boring too. I don't know. Yeah. I'm aiming to stream every day. So that's kind of what I'm aiming for. For now, I kind of just stream as I'm available. Yeah, exactly. That's why I want to stream every day. Is I'm gonna be drawing anyway. I might as well be streaming while I'm doing it. Hmm? Especially since you're working on a comic, at least you have the content there. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not working. Oh, I am working on it. It's kind of on hold at the moment. I'm currently making a pitch deck for it, so I'm not like posting pages at the moment as far as like on the website or on the platform. I'm not posting pages at the moment right now. Because I need to go through. I just realized his forehead is way too high. I have to go through and do stuff. Yeah. I realize his forehead's really high. Yep, for sure. Lurking is perfectly acceptable. So I'm sure you're gonna get some work done too, so. We'll have 2 on the top and 4 on the bottom, so there's 6. That was number of 3. Do I want to keep the, like, thingies here, like the stuff at the bottom? It's a lot of extra stuff I have to draw. We'll just make them like simple, like little stringy things like this. That way they're simple. And we'll put them only on the edges here. Keep it simple, as someone used to say to me. I haven't decided what kind of art I'd want to put on this yet. I think I'll just keep it simple. So then here. Just create some interesting shapes. I think one of the things I struggle with the most when it comes to characters is I struggle with like the emotions as far as like connecting to them. But I'm not good at the creativity part, which is something you can work on, like something anyone can work on. That's really where I struggle with the most, I think. I'd rather draw rocks, to be completely honest with you. Design rocks and environments and stuff. That's what I enjoy most. And then right here will be his hair tie that will have his 2 braids. This will all be filled in. This will all be filled in. Alright, cool. I gotta move this over. Need to clean this up since I just like made it bigger to clean that up. It's okay, everything's gonna get redrawn anyway, so I shouldn't really worry about it too much. Hey Brent, what's up? How you doing? I get to redraw him again. Aw, I'm trying to get her. Yeah, minions are a little tough to give their medicine to sometimes. Although they question our authority. Oh, thank you. These are older sketches that I'd made. Just kind of updating them to fit the new stuff. Oh yeah, I gotta draw his shoes. I also like to add these to the art book that I'm working on. Alright, it's gonna be a little harder because he's got the way that his hair is. Alright, so here's this here. There's this here. This comes over this way. This comes over this way. I don't have the original version of this sketch anymore. So I can't see what I did under his arm. His shoulder is right here though. This is foreshortened. this goes from the outside to the inside, so it would go down like this. And then go out like this. Alright, so now for the rest of his hair, these are braids. Let's draw these in circles. This probably would be right here. I've been putting off working on this because drawing characters stresses me out so much. This would probably be a little shorter, wouldn't it? Because it's further back. Let's make it move a bit more like this. Make this the big one. Alright, and this would still go down like this. Just be wider. Still has his belt, same as he always did. Except this is no longer sleeve, this is actual skin here. That's the biggest difference. Some of that would... this would definitely go behind him. Because this hair would probably go the same way his braids would. Right here would be that spot. It probably might be behind him a little bit, so we may not quite see it. Whoops, hate when I do that. Alright, let me see what the how far, let's see, it's just below shoulder, it's basically armpit length. Okay, so then this is probably too long then. It's probably right here. Put this one lower so that they're not the same angle. Let's shorten these. So there's more perspective. Oh, this would be going further back, wouldn't it? There we go. Let's try that. So these would be foreshortened a bit. And these would be too. This is the main beard. Like, I look like crab claws instead of fishtails. Right here is where those connect. Alright, now this leg is going to be the problem child because of this pattern that I have on his pants. Have to make sure I get this right. Oh shoot, you know what I just realized? I don't know if he can make that pose. I don't know if he can do this pose technically. Because these are... Yeah, he should. He should still be able to if there's enough fabric between them. It'll just look really awkward. Because they connect. Yeah, that's probably what'll end up happening. It'll just be really tight on this end, which is fine. Oh, I forgot about that. I used to have one of these. I used to have a set of these pants, so I used to be able to do splits like this. It wasn't very comfortable, but I could do it if I had to. I need to get a better understanding of how this pose here works. Alright, so I'll have to get my reference for this again. That's okay. Just has to be rough. This one doesn't have to be vinyl. There's times you need a clean pose and times you don't. So this will be important here. Alright, what did I decide to do for this? Alright, scales. Okay. And there's 3 rows of color. And then it's scales. Oh, yes. How have things been, Brent? Been busy? Nice, Rose. Sorry I've not been at Quack lately. I've not really been feeling that good. I got glutened earlier this week. Oh, yeah, hopefully so. Yeah, I imagine getting everyone settled in for school is hard. What's that hand look backwards? What are hands? I don't know what hands are, you guys. Yeah, things are getting a little chaotic over here just because, like, all of the kids in the apartment complex that I live in are going back to college and stuff. Weekends are rowdy now because they're like, oh my god, let's take some time off. And so, like, now they're, like, desperate to have time off now. And so they just get really rowdy on the weekends. This one's basically the same. Not much is going to change in this pose. Should be there. There we go. I think this one song like inspired like all of Aros's aesthetic. This one song, it's like my favorite, one of my favorite things to listen to. Do I have my repeat on? No, it's not. It's just really long. Stretch. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so just gotta stretch really quick. You said hunched over. It's been an hour, so that's why I'm stretching, you guys, if you didn't notice. It's been an hour. Next big convention. It's not confirmed yet, but it will probably be New York Comic Con. So, not entirely sure yet. If you guys haven't stretched yet and you've been watching me get up, walk around, stretch a bit. It'll probably be New York, but that's not confirmed yet. Waiting to hear from the higher ups where they decide to send me next. I'll probably go because I do, you know, like community stuff, and they were really happy with what I did at San Diego. So we'll see. I'm hoping to go to Comic Cat this year. But I'm not sure yet. I should have enough money saved. I've got $700 in savings now. So hopefully that'll be like, I'm able to save about that much a month right now. Because I'm like really penny pinching. So let's see. August, September, October, November. That'll be almost $3,000 by December. Actually, it will be $3,000 by December. Because if I go, it will be at the very end of December. So. But, if I can get work to pay for me to go, and I can just work while I'm there, that'd be super dope. You know, like, because I'm making a presentation about, like, why I should go. So. That'd be super cool, being able to go to Comic Cat just for, like, fun. Alright, now that I've had enough stretches, let me get a drink too. I'm so bad about like drinking water while I'm doing these streams. Hi Misting, what's up? How you doing? Oh yeah, and I got my front teeth fixed. So now I actually am like not afraid to smile if I'm like at a convention or something. So, hopefully, now that I, like, feel good about, like, when I still have a lot of stuff to fix with my teeth, but it's getting there. It was just, like, a lot. It was just a lot for me to handle the other day. I think I definitely made it out, like, worse than it was gonna be. For sure. But that's just my anxiety with the dentist, to be completely honest. They just terrify me. Yeah, I was so my front teeth, they had a cavity that sat right between my front teeth. So like when you look at my, like if these were like my front teeth, I had a cavity that was sitting right here. and it was like going into this tooth, and there was like a gap, like right here, like like a piece had fallen out right here. So I was like, oh, that's not good. So I had to, so basically I had to get two fillings at the same time. When I got one repaired, I had to fix the other one. So, which is, I mean, good for me. I can like just go ahead and get them both done at the same time. I'm just such a I still have such an anxiety of it that I make it worse than it actually is because their dentist is big and scary. And also with uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did I lose you guys? My thing is telling me I lost you. Okay, we're good. Okay, I think we're good. I think it was just my phone, like, glitched or something. Weird. Okay, cool. I'm just making sure. Yeah, my phone said there was a server error. Cause I have my phone up on the stream as well, just to kind of watch it, make sure like it looks good. And it was telling me there was a server error, so I wasn't sure if like YouTube like died on me or something. Because my health analysis didn't tell me anything about that, so I was like, oh shoot. No! Alright, so here's his shoulder. Oh, frickin' perspective. No! Okay, here's his shoulder, here's his other shoulder, right here. This goes out and down. This goes out. Let's try this again. Trying to figure out where the arm was when I drew this. There it is. Okay, I found it. Ugh! That was a challenging perspective. Yeah, that's a tough angle. I was like, wait, where's his arm? I couldn't. Alright, here's perspective here. So this is boop, 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 boop. Comes in and then comes up like this. Okay. Here's this hand here. This will come down like this. It's a link here. Okay. So right here will be that forearm bit. Alright, and then the only thing he has on this arm is the wraps. So I think we'll be good there. The rest of it can stay the same. Let's see if I can like clean it up a bit more. Yeah, but there's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to make this in 3D. Not for this pose. This was just something that I just like pulled out of my butt. So I'd have to like make a 3D poser for this. It's okay, they're just sketches. It's not like they have to be perfect. I don't really care that. I don't care that really that much. I don't care that much. They're just sketches. The big thing is this here. I'll figure it out later. Oh yeah, no, I didn't have it pre-made in anything, so it's okay. I can do it later. Like for wow, this looks substantially worse than it did before. What are hands? That's alright. I'll figure it out later. I'm not super obsessed about it. The big thing is getting the outfits changed. Well, and it's just my lack of understanding perspective when as it relates to hands. So that's something that I need to go study anyway. So it'll probably be a really good. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's make this reminder here. Studies. Oopsies. Hand perspective. I'm sure if I do some studies on this, then it'll be easier to actually do that drawing. So I'll probably do that for what I end up studying, because I have studies tonight. So I'll probably just do that for my study tonight. And this arm is probably a little too long, so let's shorten that a bit. Alright, now with this one, this goes from pinky side to thumb side, bottom to top. Or, yeah, pinky to thumb, bottom to top. So here's the pinky, here's the thumb. Goes this way. Here's his head. Here's his ear. Here's on the side. Here's where that would be. His hair is more this way. This kind of stuff is good because then it points out what I need to work on. So, and perspective is, especially for hands, is definitely one of them. My problem is like here with this thumb area, like this part of the hand is what confuses me the most. Because I've seen it drawn so many different ways, and when I've tried certain methods, I just can't connect it. Or whatever, like my brain just like doesn't understand. So I need to keep studying it until like something clicks. So that's like one of my weaker spots. Definitely is hands, because hands are extremely expressive, and I really struggle with them still. Like the only reason all of these were easy is because I already had the sketches in, so I just had to like redraw the sketch. So. I'm glad they at least look cool. to start. I can sort it out later, I'm sure. Text, some text. Text. And if I need any text here, I can put some there. Put some here. I can put text up here. Put text here if I need it. Move this up a bit. And then we have the troublemaker, which is Mao. Where is Mao? Where is it? I had a sketch over there. Uh-oh. I didn't delete his layer, did I? I mean, I have something I can pull from if I have to. Yeah, I can't find it. It should be right here. Well, this isn't looking good. It's not looking good, you guys. I'm like turning on every layer and it's not showing up. Oh, you know what? I bet this is it. Nope, that's not it. Is it just invisible somewhere and I just can't see it? No? Uh-oh. This is not good. Ah, I found the problem. I had the folder on the wrong setting. That's what it was. I had the folder on the wrong setting. I hate when I do that. I hate it when I do that. I always scare myself to death when I do that. Gonna have to change a lot over here. I'm actually changing this quite a bit, so this will be fun. I need to draw his other arm in here. I just realized he doesn't have another. He doesn't have his other arm. Oh, thank you. I love drawing wings. They're fun. The biggest change is his hair is going to be a lot shorter. What I've decided to do, one of the things that's unique about Miape is they stop aging after a certain number of years. So my theory is, what might be really fun, is to, whatever hair Aros had back then, that's what he still has. He's just never changed. Like Mao is like Aros frozen in time, basically. That's my theory. And that might be unique to, and that's why Ren's hair is so short. Hers never grew out. And so Aros had his stupid little, like, poof hair, and that's all he had. That was all he had at the time. So this way, they're visually different from each other. I don't know, it's just a theory. Silhouette-wise, they'd be incredibly different from each other. Yeah, one of the pieces of feedback that I got was that, and I can change his hairstyle too, like, because I can always change what past Aros looked like. One of the bits of feedback that I got was that Aros and Mao, they wanted, Viz suggested, just like in general, not necessarily like for, like if I were to work with them, but just like in general, one of their pieces of feedback was Aros and Mao were too similar. They wanted them to be different. Like visually different. So yeah. So we understand that they're technically the same character and they share a body. Yeah, yeah. And they're like, you should be able to recognize who is who without the wings, basically, because he's not always, because our Mao isn't always gonna have his wings visible. So like he should be recognizable enough that without the wings, he should be easy. It should be easy to tell who's who. But it's also sort of like trying to figure out like what hairstyle could Aros have had back then. Oh, his hair is tipped. His head is tipped down a little bit, so his hairline will be a little lower. It could also be that his hair is like a little bit longer, like this maybe. It's only been 6 years. I also like to vary up the horns that each Miyape has a little bit, because they all have a unique horn set. Like Rin, like if this were Rin, she only has like the one. Actually, I think it's on this side. Rin only has the one. Um, so theoretically, each one is a little bit different. So I thought about giving Aros more antlers than horns, because he's unusual anyway. I actually kind of like it. No, we're not doing mullets. Oh, and his shoe design changed too. No. I don't I don't really want to be like limited by that type of stuff. I've tried things like doll makers and like pre-existing 3D model kind of stuff, and I never found it very helpful because I never found like anything that felt like my characters. I think it's too much. But I would love to have like little printouts of my characters. I'd be happy to like once I get like a set character design, I would be happy to pay someone to make 3D models of my stuff. That way I could have like my own like 3D printed models, especially to use as like reference and stuff. Yeah. Because the problem that I ran into with them is that they said that my characters looked too much like Inuyasha as far as like stylistically. So I'm already having a problem with me like looking too much like something else that like already exists. So that's why I was kind of afraid to like go specifically mention something else that already exists. Because then then I have the same problem. Then I still have to change it afterwards. like it's the same problem. So I didn't realize because what happened is I'd been like tracing over Rimiko Takahashi's like ink work to like learn how to draw things. I guess I didn't realize that like I got too similar. Got like too similar to like Rimiko's work. Like I guess her work got embedded into like my subconscious too much. You know, a guy. Yeah, I definitely would like to, be able to like have 3D models of my characters and stuff. Yeah, let me actually read the feedback I got. I don't think I've read to you the actual feedback that I received. So the feedback was really great feedback. I was actually really lucky that they even like gave me some time at all. Let's see. Because I actually brought the wrong portfolio with me. So I'm like super grateful that they even like took some time to look at me at all. They didn't have to. So the feedback, let's see. The feedback that I got from my Viz review was so okay. Well, I have to preface this by telling you how this ended up happening in the first place. But let me grab this feedback here. And I'll just put it here. Okay, so here's the feedback that I got. And then, like, I'll really quickly, like, work on the story. Like, basically what happened is I had the wrong portfolio with me. Instead of bringing my, like, general art portfolio, I brought the pitch portfolio, which is actually what I'm working on now. And, I was, I was absolutely, so I sat down, we had to sign up, in advance, and then they sort of like randomly picked slots, like 30 people, I think, to actually get the interview, or not interview, to get the portfolio review. And I was, one of the ones that got picked, so thank goodness. And then as I'm sitting there waiting for like my review, I'm like, I'm like, I know one of these people, like one of the people sitting here, like I know them. Like I don't know them personally, but like I know who they are. And so I was like running through like the Viz Media LinkedIn trying to figure out who this person was. And I stopped and I was like, no, that is not who that person is. And I already knew at this point I had the wrong I already knew at this point I had the wrong portfolio. It's like I look at the girl next to me and she pops in here every once in a while, but I look at the girl next to me and I'm like, is that who I think it is? Like, is that Sasaki Hisashi? And she's like, oh yeah, it is. And I'm like, no. If you guys don't know who Sasaki Hisashi is, he's like former Shonen Jump editor, like the big guy. Like, if I remember correctly, like editor in chief of Weekly Shonen Jump. And I had the wrong portfolio. I need to like do a specific video for like just this, so I can like show people what they meant and like my feedback and stuff. I think that would be really helpful if I did like an edited like standard content video for this. I think people would really like that. So yeah, I had the wrong portfolio with me, and freaking like a Viz Originals editor was there, Sasaki Hisashi was there, and unfortunately I didn't get the name of the third person. He was a male. Like I feel really bad because I didn't get his name. I did ask him for his name, but I don't think I heard it. And I don't want to like assume who it was if I don't quite remember what their name was. Like I don't feel like that's very appropriate. But there was a third person there, and he was pretty nice. They were all really chill. And so when I sat down, I was nervous. I was scared. I was probably shaking. And so I was just really upfront. I'm like, look, like I have like the wrong portfolio. I brought the wrong thing. Like I'm really sorry. Like, would you be willing to like look at what I have and just give me feedback on like its own merit by itself? Like, because what I did is I prepared a pitch portfolio that I could submit later. Like I was just working on it, and I also had like a standard portfolio. And what happened was I had my Samsung tablet, and I downloaded the wrong one. Like the one that I uploaded and downloaded to my Clip Studio cloud was the wrong one. So I couldn't have even like I should have just uploaded them both to the cloud is what I should have done. I should have just uploaded them both. That way they both would have been available to download in case I got the wrong one, and that's not what I did. I have since corrected that problem. So the feedback that I got overall was that the character style, especially like the hair and silhouettes, were too much like Inuyasha, which makes sense. Well, Inuyasha specifically, they're like, they're like, we can tell you, you must be working with Takahashi fan. And it's just too similar, which was really good feedback. It was something subconscious, and so something like that is really important to know because your subconscious influences, like obviously your subconscious preferences will influence you. And since I'm such a huge fan of Rumiko's work, I've been following her work forever. It like subconsciously influenced my own work. So that was really good to know. In fact, if you look at like the old version of Aros, He does look like Inuyasha. I was like, oh my gosh, I never noticed that until like they pointed it out. They also said to like push the fantasy element more. It looks a little too real world. And you know, it could be more creative and more diverse. So like, just go ahead and like push that fantasy element more. The silhouettes, hairstyles, and clothes were pretty samey. Like character. Yeah. I have it hidden. The problem is I have it in a PDF, and I hate having to dig through and find my PDF. Because I've been deleting things in here, so I don't have it in like my original files. Because I delete stuff. Let me find the PDF. I was hoping not to do it because I hate having 50 million things open when I'm streaming. Let me see if I can find which one it is. I think it's this one. Alright, let me add it in my view here. I think it's this one. Yeah, here we go. Okay, I found it. Okay. Let me move this. I hate having multiple windows sometimes. Because it like freaks out when I have multiple windows. There it goes. Alright, and I always have to turn the 2 thingy on. I'm gonna be really careful because I have writing stuff in here that contains spoilers. So that's why I didn't want to show it, is I didn't want people reading the text. But yeah, that's fine. Okay. It'll probably help just to be able to see, like, both pages. So, like, I'm gonna drop a spoiler warning. I'm gonna put it in here. Alright, so spoiler warning, like you might see some text that has information about the future of Godsbane, like, you know, so if you don't like spoilers, go away for like 5 minutes. So, this is all text stuff. So that's basically what I had before, is I had like a shitload of text, because that's what they asked for in the pitch portfolio. So this was part of the feedback that they gave me, was it looks too much like I hate having this. I've got like 7 tabs open and I need to be able to see all my tabs. Because this is why I don't like having many things open. Is that now I have to have 50 million windows all open all at the same time. So I can see everything that's being said. Okay. Oh my gosh. I hate having 50 million tabs open. Sorry, like oh my gosh, desktop, stop it. I'm trying to get my desktop to cooperate with me, and it's not. Like, it keeps trying to, like, auto-resize things, and I hate that. Stop auto-resizing on me, desktop. Okay. Anyway, so, yeah, too much Inuyasha influence, completely accidental. And then you can see what they mean by, like, Aros and Mal basically looking the same. They also said, like, push the fantasy element more. If you look at, okay, so look at their head, like, just their, like, shoulder and up. If you look at, like, the hair basic silhouette, and then look at, like, the next character, Hokoe, has basically the same thing. Amat has basically the same thing. Valet has basically the same thing. So, like, they all have, like, really similar, like, hairstyles. So they, like, change that. Character silhouettes, same like, that's what I just went over. And then they also said, English-only sound effects. If I were wanting to work with them, it would be English-only sound effects, which is fine. The only reason why I had both, is because I didn't, want to have to, like, re-letter things twice, because I was planning on being indie, so, like, I just did what I wanted. So I didn't want to have to re-letter things, so I just did both at the same time. And I can still do both at the same time. I can just like do both, or I can just do English and let a professional handle the Japanese stuff. And they said, let's see. Yeah, make Aros and Mal a little bit more different from each other. And then would have liked to see more environments and pages with less action. So the pages that I picked, so there's this one with Moriri where she's coming down. And then I had this little like three pager here. You know, like I'll bring anything to bring her back because I wanted them to see like what deal Aros actually made with Amat. And then get to see like Amat's true form and stuff. And I just thought this was one of my stronger pages. So I wanted to include that sequence. Because I thought this was also really cool to like see the influence, like the type of characters that I have here, just like the style in general. So I thought that was kind of cool to show. So I had that as like my chill moment, but also like really important to like the core of the story. And then I had this page here with like Aros running, and then like getting beat up basically. I had these pages in here because I thought it showed like, oh, I can do like sound effects and stuff. And then like where like here, oh, like it's changing. This is like an effect. I thought it was really cool. I was actually really happy and proud of myself with that one. And then, this is one of my favorite panels right here. This is one of my favorite panels. And then like, oh, deaths and destruction and environments and stuff. So I thought that was, good to show. They said drawing skill in pages look pretty good. Their phrasing to me was near professional. So I'm not quite there yet, which is I definitely agree. I'm not quite at professional level yet, but I think I'm pretty close. Or it could at least look professional, or possibly like appear professional. I'm not quite there yet, but that's okay. So, but even this guy, like his silhouette is basically the same as Aros. Like they're smaller, but it's basically the same silhouette. So, yep. So that's that. So yeah, that's the feedback that I got. And then after we were done, they handed me the all important business card and said follow up with us. So I did. And they've offered to give me more feedback. About Godsbane, or if I want to do like feedback just for like my art in general. They're willing to give me more feedback. Like if I change things, like resubmit. So yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it makes perfect sense why they would say only one language. Yeah. I'm not gonna like cry over that or whatever. That's such like a minor thing. I know some people would get like really upset about that, but I'm not one of those people. Yeah, it was a really good session, I think. There was lots of really awesome feedback that I got. So. And it worked out. It worked out even though like I brought the wrong thing, and that was an important lesson for me as well. Just to be like, okay, like you make sure like you're really prepared next time. But also if things don't go exactly as planned, they can still turn out really good. So that was a good lesson for me, I think. Because I tend to get really, like, really anxious about stuff like that. Like, I was so nervous, I thought I was gonna throw up. Like, I literally had thought about just leaving and going and throwing up and then moving on with my day because I was so nervous. But I'm glad, like, I stayed and just, like, went through with it. So, no, miso. You can't have that. Sorry, babe, that has garlic on it. That'll make you really sick. Wasn't June's Winter made the Abyss series for Manga Plus? I think it was. The Sun Abyss thingy. Let's see, monthly awards. For June. Let me see June. Sorry, guys. Alright, well, it's been about 2 hours. I'm gonna go ahead and stop here. I'm gonna get some dinner. I'm really hungry. Haven't had dinner yet. So here's what we got done today. I can't wait to redraw these things. Because now this page is completely voided because it's not accurate anymore. So I get this whole page to do more mouse sketches. Actually, I kind of like this. This feels like a younger Aros, like before his hair got really long and stuff. I think that's kind of fun. I like that for him. I think that'll work. Because it's similar to what he has now, he just braids it now. So it's long. That's the same guy, can you believe it? It's like he grew up 6 years or something. So... need to fix his other shoe. But what we worked on today was... oh. Wait a minute. What's going on here? What are these? This doesn't belong there. Oh, that's that. Okay. There we go. Yeah. He's a fun character. I think he's gonna be fun to get to, you know. I just hope it's got an interesting. I just hope it's interesting. You know. I just hope he's an interesting character. People will like want to get to know him. What's layer is this? Oh, it's this one. I can get rid of that. Pew pew pew. Yeah. I just hope it's an interesting character. You know, that's sort of like something that I really hope I can do, because characters are like my bigger weakness. I get to do more characters, so other characters I'm gonna change. Well, are all of them basically. Hokaway is going to get a haircut as well. He's going to have his hair a lot shorter. I haven't decided exactly what I want it to look like, but I have a couple different ideas that I'm going to try. I've got a bunch of like rough sketches somewhere else. Yeah, that doodle, yeah. Hokaway's always had long hair. Aro's didn't. Aro's had like medium length hair at one point, believe it or not. His hair was shoulder length, and that was as long as it got at one point. And then I decided to make it longer because someone drew it with really long hair. I drew him with really long hair, and I loved it. I was like, "Yo, this looks like Aro's. This is amazing." So I kept it after that. And it was a braid for a really long time, and then I got rid of the braid, and then I added the braid back, and now he has 2 braids. Technically, he has 4 braids if you look at it. He's got 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's important. There's a reason why there's 4. But there's 4 of them. So Hokaway will probably have short hair now. But I want him to he'll look basically the same. I just want him to have like shorter hair. Like most of his design won't change because I'm pretty happy with where he's at. It'll be his jewelry that changes the most, to be completely honest. Zai won't really change at all. She'll basically stay the same. I am going to change her outfit though. But the rest of her won't change. She'll probably just lose like this like coat thingy that she has. And I'll give her like different clothing because she's from a more ancient time in the timeline. So I figure it would be really cool to give her something really different, even by like their cultural standards, because she's technically like almost 3,000 years old. She's been dead for about 3,000 years. So I thought that would be really cool to like give her something that's really different. You know, and Rin would have a very similar style as well because, you know, they're sisters. Most people who've known me for a long time know that already, so I don't think that's a spoiler. But yeah, so I feel like that would be something really fun to consider, that Zai would have a really different look than everyone else. Did I? No. No, I didn't. The problem is this is a tropical area, so that's why, that was one of the things, the other things that they pointed out. You know, there's a reason why her clothing, like, fits her so tightly. It's because she can't be exposed to sunlight. And so, like, really the only thing that she keeps, like, visible is her face, and I might change that, because, well, I mean, so sometimes she can be exposed to sunlight, sometimes she can't. She's dead, right? And in lore, like, souls by themselves wilt in sunlight. They start, like, literally melting. If they've been outside their body for too long, they'll start, like, wilting and melting. That's why it's really important for Amat, which is, like, the god of the dead, to, like, guide the souls so they can be, like, tried and reincarnated as quickly as possible. Otherwise, they start melting. So that's not like so the reason why she typically wears more clothing, is she's used to, like, covering herself up for, like, safety reasons. But there's times where she'll have, like, a temporary body made, so that way she can, like, if she has, like, something that she has to go do, she can have a temporary body made that'll, like, last. It's made from clay and stuff, so it'll last just a little bit. So that way she can walk out in sunlight. But if that gets broken, there's actually a scene where this happens, where her clay body gets broken, and, like, part of her arm is exposed, and so, like, she has to, like, hide it, like, in the rest of her clothing. Yeah. So if she has a clay body that she can walk around in, because that way it's shaded on the inside, right? So that makes sense. So if she has a clay body, she's fine, but that clay body is fragile, and it has a lot of limitations. It's not, like, super tough or anything, and it's only temporary. It will eventually start breaking apart, so it doesn't last long. So I've thought about, I've been trying to think if I want her dressing style to be the same both ways, or if she would see this as, oh, thank goodness I can wear my old clothes again, you know. So I'm not sure what I want to do with that. If I like want to keep it the same. I've thought about keeping it as light as possible while still covering herself up. So like what can I do to make that fit? So I've been looking at a lot of like desert cultures and seeing how they handle the heat, like how they dress up and handle heat for inspiration. So yeah. Especially like the Egyptian and Arabic peoples, and then like India, like how they cover up with like as hot as it is. So I've been doing some research there for her. So I've thought about like not changing it, but I've also thought about changing some things. So her character design will definitely change a bit. And then lastly we have Amat and Mordidi. Mordidi, I kind of like how she looks. I am going to change her hair just a smidge though. So I have a couple ideas, and I'll probably leave her horns the same only because of her connection to Amat. I want Amat and her to have really similar ones, if not the same. So I'll probably leave them alone, like both of them. I'll just leave them alone, or I might give Amat like bigger ones, and maybe her like a smaller version of his. I don't know. Quite yet, but they'll be pretty similar. And then Amat will get, because notice originally they all were like really tightly together as far as like how the pages were. So I've adjusted it so that all my characters have more room. So this will be Amat. And then all of this page will be Mododi, if I can spell today. And then yeah, all of this will be Zai. And then all of this will be Hokoi. So I'd like to definitely be able to show off some more like bird poses for Amat, so he's gonna get like a whole page to himself. So yeah, I've got lots of work to do on this still. I'm excited about it. Like it's a lot of work. I'm just trying to make sure like I have a clear direction for Aros. You know, he's like obviously one of the more important characters, so I want a really clear like design for him. So I feel like his design will influence everyone else's. And like once a design is taken, then it's taken. Like I can't really have another character look like them unless it's like intentional. So I'm trying to like subconsciously make Aros and Fale similar. Like maybe there's a few things that they do that are the same, because I want Aros to like subconsciously be copying her. That was like a really important part of his character. So that's why him and her looked similar. So I'm trying, so when I redo Fale's design, which I've already started, I'll have a reason for that. Oh, and I wrote the ending. I finally wrote the ending. So now I know how Godsbane ends. Like I went through and I wrote it out, like I scripted it out. So like now I know what the ending is. So it's sad. It's sad, like, damn. I mean, like, it's sad, but it's happy, you know what I mean? Like, there's gonna be the initial end. The initial ending itself is sad. And then I decided, you know, it would be really cool to have an epilogue, and the epilogue is gonna be, like, a few years after the series ends. The actual ending itself is bittersweet, yeah. It doesn't end well for Aros. I'm just gonna be completely honest. It doesn't end well for him. He does not get the ending that he wants in terms of like at the end of the actual end of the series, and then the epilogue. There's an epilogue where, so like one of my biggest like gripes with a lot of manga these days. Let me turn my sound down because I can barely hear myself. I can barely hear myself think. That's crazy. It's only at like 10% and it's so loud. I'll turn up for you guys though. So like. One of my biggest gripes with manga these days, especially shonen, is it's like happy endings. I'm so tired of happy endings in the sense that like the hero gets everything that they want. Like even if it comes at a cost, like they get everything they want, or they somehow escape all of their punishments for doing stupid things or bad things or breaking laws. Like they get exempt from everything, and I don't want that ending with Godsbane. I don't want that at all. I want Aros to pay for what he did. And, you know, like, I don't want him to try to weasel out of it, because that's not his character type. He doesn't try to get out of it. He just accepts, this is my fate. This is what I have to do for what I did. And I don't see a lot of manga that do that. It's like, oh, the hero has a happy ending, and the hero escapes horrible torture, blah 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 blah, and it's annoying. I hate it. I hate it. So I want to have my series end in a way that is satisfying, logical, but it's hard because like the logical and like just ending is sad. It's a sad, yeah, it's a sad. It's like it makes me. It's like Wolf's Rain style ending where it's just kind of sad, you know. But then there is an epilogue. And I wanted the epilogue, not necessarily, like, it is a happy ending, if you look at that. That is technically a happy ending. But it takes a long time for that shit to happen. Like, the other big gripes that I have is if there are, like, two characters, or there's, like, a relationship, or, like, something that happens in manga, a lot of times those relationships get rushed. And, like, Aros and Fale, like, they are friends. Like, they are friends, but Aros does a lot of really terrible things, you know, in her name, and that affects her. And I don't want her to go, oh my god, Aros, thank you for saving everybody, I love you. Like, that's not how it works. That's not how life is. And that's not how she is. You know, and Aros did some awful things. Like, in her name. And so I want the epilogue to sort of, like, not like make a happy ending, but like close up the relationship, like tie up the loose end between Aros, Fale, another character that ends up appearing like about 2/3 through the manga that I don't want to spoil, like, you know, Aros and like the Zeit and stuff. So like I want there to be like a satisfying ending. Hi, Pastelito, nice to meet you. How you doing? I guess I'll keep drawing for a little bit longer. How you doing, Pastel? What's up? Just working on some character sketches. Oops, helps if I'm on the right layer. So yeah, I don't necessarily think it's a happy ending. I think it's a satisfying ending. That's what I'm aiming for, is to have it be a satisfying ending, rather than a happy one. I think the satisfying part is more important than the happy. I'm hungry! It's okay. I just have to heat up my food. It's not like I have to actually cook it, so we're all good. I'll draw a little bit longer. No, there's no Quack stream tonight, so I'll be done for the day. But I will stream again tomorrow. There is a Quack stream tomorrow, so my schedule is I've put it on my profile, like my banner, but I'll write it out for you guys here. Let's see, Monday to Friday, and then maybe Sat and Sun. Like if I have energy, I stream at 7 p.m. Central or CST. Those are my personal streams. So there's two different types of streams. Those are my personal streams. And then, Quack streams. If you're unfamiliar with Quack, personally you might not be since you're new to my channel. Thank you for visiting. And thank you guys for the likes too. Quack, it's an art collective. We stream, let's see, we do Sunday through Thursday, at 10 p.m. CST. So I have two different types of streams that I do. If I have the energy on Saturday and Sunday, I'll do my personal streams as well. So yeah. And I also have it on my front profile if you guys want to, I forget what her schedule is. I just realized I need to actually change that now that I think about it. File, open. Let me actually change that, right now while I'm thinking about it. Ah, shoot. Open the wrong thing. Need to change that time. Because we just changed the times of these streams. Change that. Because they were at 11 and we just moved them to 10. And I'll make this smaller. I'm gonna up that a little bit. Alright, it should still fit, I think. Yeah, it'll still fit. Files, save as. Oh, I meant save. Files, save. Oh, we're on Fridays now? I thought we were only doing Thursdays. When did we start having Friday streams? I thought we stopped the Friday streams. Did you guys... Oh, I guess we changed it, I guess. Thanks for letting me know, Brent. Yeah, I listed in see it. Oh, it is Thursday. Okay, I thought so. I was gonna say, I don't remember doing... Yeah, Thursday for the evening stream. Yeah. Honestly, I didn't remember doing the, Well, I only attend the night streams. That's okay. It's okay. It's late. I only attend the night streams. I don't attend the day streams. So that's why I'm not adding the day streams here. Cool. Yep. Alrighty. I'll get that uploaded after the stream's over. And then, like, here's one of the pages I've been working on. I guess I could show you guys some of the pages I've been working on. Let me get that open. I've been working on some new pages. You guys want to see? Hey, Michael, what's up? Alright, let me open these really quick and turn those layers off. I was talking to someone about panel flow, so let me get those turned up. Let me get those layers turned off. Alright. Here's some new pages. We've got this one here. You can see what I've done is I've got the my light blue sketch. I've gone in and I've cleaned some of these up. I need to go in and finish inking this top panel, but I'm going through and I'm starting to add in some of the clean sketches, starting to do some of the inking. I'm really slow on the inking right now because I'm trying to figure out like what kind of style I'd like to go with, especially with some of the feedback that I got. So I have a completely brand new chapter 1. So hopefully you guys will like it. What's really cool is the chapter 1 and 2 that I have now, I can sort of like recycle into the new ones. But the reason why I'm redoing these is because my chapter 1 really was not that good. My initial chapter 1, with some of the feedback that I got from like the consultant that I'm talking with, they felt like it was too many characters at once. And there wasn't like a clear understanding of like who the protagonist is and what their goals were. So I stepped back, I'm making a new chapter 1, and it's basically a new chapter 1 and new chapter 2, and they're going in front of the original ones. Um, and then the original 1 and 2 that I had will be split up between chapters 3 and 4. And so I should just make it more clear and say that the original chapters 1 and 2 would kind of be split up throughout the rest of the series. So you'll get to see some of those pages later, obviously like redrawn with like the new character designs and stuff. So the old ones will be recycled. I probably won't post the finals of any new pages until I have like a good buffer built up. And I know where Godsbane's direction is going to go. Because I'm getting feedback from Godsbane and I plan on pitching it to Viz Originals, I'll probably keep it offline for a little bit. Or at least until I ask the editor what like her suggestion would be. Should I keep it offline, or should I actually like submit it and see how it goes? Plus, I'd like to resubmit to Manga Plus and see if it can do better the second time around. I mean, 7th place is pretty good, but like maybe this can do better. You know what I mean? So with all of the advice that they gave me, I'm going through and I'm restarting these. Here's another page. You can see that it's a lot more focused on Aros and what he's doing. So I'll give you like a quick yeah, 7th place for Manga Plus is really good. That happened in May. I didn't win any prizes. Actually, what's really funny is nobody in May won any prize other than one of the Spanish entries, which was actually really, really good. So nobody won like an actual medal in May or June. So they're getting tougher on us, I think, which is good. Challenge accepted. So plus I'd like to have like a shorter thing that I could like submit to other places. It's gonna be 16. How many pages is it? Let me double check. Let me see how many pages I made it. If you take out the fluff, let's see, 1, 2, 3, so minus 3. 20 minus 3 is 17. So it's 17 pages. That way it ends here. It ends on this, and then I'll have like art, and then chapter 2 cover will be right here. So if you count this, it's 17 pages, but the actual interior pages are only 16. I'm trying to keep it that way. I'm trying to keep them at 16 pages, between 16 and 20, so that they don't get too long this time. But with this one, I think what's really fun is we actually get to see like this character like mess up. I'm not super far into it yet as far as like the sketches and stuff. This will probably be similar. It'll just be Aros' new design, so I'll have to redraw this. Sad. That really sucks having to redraw. So yep, so this is sort of like basically the premise here is Aros is telling this guy, hey, like don't go out, it's not safe. And I'm introducing a new character type thing, which is like these little birds here. These birds will be really important later. So I hope that this can be something that you guys think is adorable and like fun whenever you see them. Essentially, these birds are associated with Miape, and they follow Miape around and eat the scraps. So whenever you see one of these around, there's a Miape nearby. And they're most commonly associated with Rin, but any Miape will have these nearby. At the moment, all we know is that Rin is a Miape. So you guys already know what Aros is. So I think it'll be really fun for people who don't know that yet when they read it for the first time. And I feel kind of bad that like I've kind of ruined this a little bit for some people, but hopefully it'll be really fun. Where basically this hunter is like, hey, like, you're supposed to be killing Miape. And Aros is like, killing Miape is not that simple, because it's not. Like, it's really hard to actually kill a Miape. They regenerate really quickly. They regenerate / heal really fast. Like, you can burn one alive, and most likely it'll recover. It may not be, like, as strong as before, but it will eventually recover back up to full strength. But like its initial comeback will be like maybe like 90% of what it was. And so that's something that you would have to like do again and again. And think like Roy versus Envy, you have to do it again and again and again and again and again. And eventually it'll die, but that's really hard to do when you're only a human. And if you're someone like Aros, who is like part spirit, he has some advantages. But it's really hard to kill a Miape with water. Just to be completely... Water is his specialty. So it's really hard to kill a Miape with water. Other than like drowning it. And drowning it's really difficult. You know, like keeping them contained is really difficult. So that's why Aros is like, it's not that simple. Plus, Aros is a Miape. So like he's like, it's not that easy. So he's kind of like speaking in double truths here at the beginning. So he tells like, hey, like, you know, and the hunter is like, oh, it's like, it is really simple. Yeah. Yep, that is true. That's one option. I mean, you cut off the blood supply to a Miape and they'll die pretty fast. Well, they'll go crazy first and then they'll die. But it's almost like a rabid state where they go like basically like rabidly crazy. Yeah, these sparrows are spirits that follow Miape around for the scraps. These birds belong to Rin, Amad's top soul collector. And that's basically what Miape do. So all in this first page, we kind of established that there's this conflict going on. Like, this guy is mad at Aros. Aros is like, no, it's not that easy. So we've already established kind of what the initial premise is within the first 2 pages. So hopefully this will be a much better setup, and it'll be interesting. They'll see the birds and stuff. They'll go, oh wow, like this is actually really cool. They can, you know, do environments and stuff. So hopefully that'll be something kind of fun. And then on the next page, we get a little bit more about the environments. Kind of establish where they are. I thought that would be kind of fun to introduce character first, then environments. Yeah, it reads right to left. So here we'll have Ren. These two, it doesn't really matter which one you read first. Oh, the texture on the blade. That actually is a screen tone. This here, it's a screen tone. Or do you mean like the wrap around it? I'll tell you what it is. Like that gray, it's actually a paper. It's a paper texture. Being completely honest with you. Oh, all of it? So yeah, the grays are a paper texture. That I've just gone in and I've like erased some of it in here so that it has like a different texture, slightly different texture. And then this is easy. It's just some cross hatching. Basically, what I do, you can see I already started it down here. I fill it in with black. And then I'll go in and I'll draw some of it with black, and then I'll go in and draw some with white. That way it looks like it's got like really good shading and stuff. It'll get kind of obliterated a little bit once I start putting in some more of the speed lines. But that'll be really fun, I think. I'm not used to drawing blades in metal, so that's something that I'm learning how to draw. Oh, how it's done, I can show you. It's easy. Let me open this one. What's really cool about Clip Studio is it has a screen tone texture. Or a screen tone tool. I'll just show you. So let me actually select it here. Let me open this so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is the nope, not that one. I need this texture. So here's the actual tool. This one here is an actual image. So I'll duplicate this and I'll show you what it actually looks like. So if I turn this off, here's what it actually looks like. I'll zoom in for you. It's all just black and white patterning. You can see there's a really faint cross-hatching texture in there. And so what I did is I went in and I just kind of lightened it up a little bit, so that way by the time it got here it would match. That's really all I did. And then what I did is I went in, I created this handy dandy little thingy here, and you can go in and you can erase some of that, but I'll show you on this one because this is a little bit easier to see. I'm going to duplicate this so I can mess with it. So what I did, basically, let me open this a little bit bigger so you can see. is I created a mask. So I'll actually just go through the steps and I'll show you. So here's the actual tone. So essentially what I did is I got the blade outline. I think it's this one. I hope I did it right. Yep, so I went ahead and made a selection based on the liner of the blade, inverted it, went to the screen tone texture that I have, and just made a mask. And that kind of gives me a nice clean outline. And then on the mask, you can actually go in and erase, and it'll hide a part of the texture. It's really cool, actually. So you see I've got my mask selected. I can go in and I can erase things. And because masks are non-destructive, it's basically sort of like a, yeah, it's just a clipping mask. You're like, oh no, I erased too much. I didn't mean to erase that much. I can go in and I can fill it back in. But notice, if I go outside the initial area that I selected, you know, it'll kind of ruin it. So, oopsie. But then if I want to like erase with texture, you can do that too. Any brush, well, there's two ways to do it. Any brush that you have, you can turn into an eraser with Clip Studio. That's why I really like Clip Studio. I actually have an entire video on making screen tones. Let me actually grab that for you right now. It's one of my more popular videos, so let me grab that for you. I go over all of these things. It's an older video. It's like 3 years old, but it's still basically the exact same tools. The screen tone tool hasn't really changed at all. Which is kind of neat. Let me grab that for you. Copy, share. Here's the link. Alright, so here's the link for that video. It's a video that I made absolutely ages ago. It's like 3 years old, but all of the tools are, so the Clip Studio interface will look really different, but the tools are exactly the same. So it'll work exactly the same. It'll just look a little different. I need to remake that video so that it's accurate with how I work now and all the new things that I've learned since. But what's really cool, so we have our mask, right? Let's say I get a hatching brush. I have lots of hatching brushes. Oh, you guys can't see my hatching brushes. Let me adjust this. Okay, now you can see my brushes. So I have a ton of hatching brushes, right? Let me just grab one. Here we go. So here's a hatching brush that I have. Makes a really fun texture. You see how I'm drawing? When I'm drawing, it's drawing with the hatching texture. So that's what's really cool is if you get like one brush that you really, really enjoy the look of, you can like keep drawing with it on this layer, and anywhere you put it, it'll have that texture. And it works the same with the inverse. Because so let's say I really like this brush, and I want to erase with it. There's an option right here. We can click this, and it basically you're drawing with clear, basically, and it'll do the same thing and the opposite, basically. So now I can erase with it. So that's really neat. And because it's all screen tone, because it's on a mask, I'm not using a destructive method because it's on a mask. It's fine. Like if I'm like, oh no, I didn't mean to erase that. Oh no, what do I do? I can just go in with my brush here, click like any fill, you know, and then go in and redraw it, and it'll put it back. I mean, this isn't gonna work. There's also a variety of tools that you can use, like a lasso fill. I love my lasso fill tool. That's lasso fill. So you erase, and then it just works really quickly to like fill your stuff. Makes doing stuff like this, makes flatting so much faster. Because you just pick the color you want and then just go in and clean it up. And then if you want to, you can clean up your edges manually. Or you can do something even better. So if you want to see a tool that really blows your mind. So I have, this is my liner layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that on reference. And I have a video that explains all this later. I can grab my erase. Let's see, where is my erase? This one. Erase along edge tool, which you can download for free. I've got the layer I want selected as that's the reference layer. So what it'll do with this brush, what it'll do is it'll look to the layer that's turned on for reference for where the line is. This is called erase along edge. So it'll use your line art as the edge, does not go over. So now I'm going to select the layer that I want to erase on. And as I go, notice I'm sitting over it. It is automatically staying along that edge. Let me mess the edge up again. So like, and I'll do it over here too. It's like, see, oh no, I've got way too much. Oh no. I grab my tool here. And it'll stay along that. See, I'll see how it jumped. It thinks that this is the edge that I want. So that's the only thing you have to watch with this tool. Is if you go over too much. Right? There you go. Super done. Super quick. And then I can just grab my lasso tool. I have an erase lasso as well, but... Doop. And then... delete. That took me all of like 4 seconds. If I wasn't like talking while I was doing it. Eclipse Studio has all kinds of tools like this to make everything super simple. There's all kinds of amazing tools here. So I've learned a lot, so I need to like make a lot more videos. I used to make tutorials and stuff, so like now I need to go in and make more tutorials and stuff, because I'm sure, you know, there's a lot more knowledge I can share with people. So yep, that's how that works. Of course, I gotta adjust something and it decides to auto say, oh, I accidentally opened it. No, I didn't want to open it. There we go. So, yep, there's that. Anyway, so the hunter is like, oh, you're just being a big baby, like, you can do it, da-da-da, go do the thing, and ours is like, no, I don't want to do that. See those birds there? That's Ren, that means Ren's nearby. She's like, he's like the best, she's the best soul collector in history, and then the dude is like, oh, I'll bring her head as a gift for you. So, we know what his intention is to go get Ren and, like, go kill her and stuff. Aros is like, I'll get your funeral pyre ready for you. To be like, basically saying you're gonna die. Going after her, you're gonna die. You know, like, he's done with this hunter. Like, him and this hunter just don't get along. And we'll learn later that there's more to this interaction than happened the first time. Hi, Miso. Wanna come say hi, Miso? Come here. You ready? 1, 2. Well, I can't pick you up if you don't come over here. You gonna say hi, Miso? Yeah? You gonna say hi? Well, calm down, babe. No, you can't walk on my desk. My desk has food on it, and you're not gonna walk there. That's the rules. You don't walk near my food. Misa. I know. That's my cat. If you don't know her yet. So yeah, this is gonna basically, so like as he leaves, and Aris is yelling like, oh, like, you know, like, I'll get your funeral ready for you. He feels a cold wind, and since Nor is a tropical region, cold winds, like, don't really happen that much. Think cold wind isn't like there's a chill in the room because there's a ghost nearby. That kind of chill. Do you want to sit in your spot, Misa? Is that what you want? Yeah. Oh, that's what you wanted. You just wanted to sit in your little... Miso has a bed on my desk. Or on a table next to my desk. Oh, you want to cuddle? Oh, you wanted to cuddle with my hand. That's what it was. Miso has a bed right next to my desk, and she likes to sit there and hold my hand. When she gets in the bed, she holds my hand. So now I'm one-handed. Anyway, so he turns around, looks up, and Rin is there, and she's just laughing. And she's like, let's go have some fun, Aros. And here you can actually see some of the 3D models that I use to kind of like give me like a loose perspective. These models are not accurate to the final designs. They're just like in place to kind of help me give like a general estimate of like what the perspective is, so I can complete the drawing in a proper perspective, especially like the character. So I use these to kind of help me with the basic perspective. And usually what I end up doing is I end up like manipulating the perspective, because like curved perspective is better rather than it just being like everything really flat and straight. I don't like leaving things flat and straight. But if I can start from here, then I know how to bend it to make it look more interesting. So usually that's why I'll throw in a model, is to give me like a start. Because you can see that these bamboo poles have like tops on them. And it, like, in reality, they wouldn't have those tops on them because they're wild bamboo, right? So, it just gives me something to start with. And then here, so after Rin is like, hey, Aro's like, let's have some fun. She's like, hurry, hurry. And Aro's just kind of, like, looking up at her as she vanishes. And then Aro says, now I have to go kill him. And I'm hoping that will be a really interesting moment, where they're like, wait, what? Why would Aros go kill him? Like, why would he do that? And so, in the first 5 pages, we have this sort of, like, change of Aros going from, hey, like, I'm trying to, like, help protect people, and this person accusing him of not helping people, to, on the 5th page, there's some possible confirmation of that. Which you're like, wait a minute, like, the only thing I need to add is I need to change the dialogue. Here, some of the feedback I got is here in the beginning, you want some form of dialogue to insinuate that Aros is a healer and he helps people. Like my job is blah blah blah. Like, my job is to keep people safe, and I don't want you to leave. So I need to add something like that in here in this discussion somewhere. That's the only feedback that was the only real feedback that I got. So that when he then says, now I have to go kill him, that's more impactful, because that's not something a healer does. They don't kill people. So, yeah. So I'm hoping, and that's all I have so far. The rest is just text. Stuff that I did from my script, because I script first. So hopefully that'll be really interesting. So, yeah, I'm really excited about these new pages. I think it'll be a much better introduction to Aros and like what his goals are, like going through the series. And the series itself, I've finally established a set length for it. Before I didn't really know. I had like an estimate between 50 and 60 chapters. And now Godsbane will be, if I have it my way, like if a publisher doesn't change anything, it'll be 64 chapters. It'll be 8 volumes of 8. And there's a reason why it's 8 volumes of 8. Is it makes it really easy for me to script that way. And I have like planned arcs and stuff, and so I'd like to do that. And I'd be curious to see if like those who know my writing format, because I've told people what my writing format is. So I'm curious that if people know what my writing format is, can they start speculating on what will happen? And that's why I've been willing to share my writing format, so that hopefully people will be able to speculate on what might happen. I don't think anyone will expect the ending. The way that the story ends, I think like the last third and the last third of the story, including the ending, I hope will be really surprising with people. I hope it'll be something that people will not be able to predict, because I didn't know what was going to be happening until like a couple weeks ago. I had a general idea of what I wanted to happen, but I've been really, really focused on writing the last couple weeks, when I've been working on like character designs, and only now I'm starting to make some rough pages so I can get feedback from Viz and my pitch document. Just kind of show them like, hey, this is what I'm expecting. So the first 5 pages I want to have finished and done, just so that they look good. And then I'll probably have everything else roughed out. Be like, these are the finished pages, this is stuff roughed out. And it'll be probably similar to this, but a little bit cleaner. Stuff like the one on the right, not like the one on the left, because the left has models in it, and I don't want to have my models in there. People, also mangaka use models, but I want it to be done to where people know, like, exactly what things are, rather than showing, like, my models, which are unfinished models. they're not complete models. You know what I mean? So, all right. I stayed another 30 minutes. I'm getting really hungry. I haven't had dinner yet today. Last time I ate was like 3 o'clock, so I'm really hungry. So and I have to go to bed at 1 o'clock, and it's already a little late for me. So, but I'm glad you like my characters, Michael. Thank you. I hope that was interesting to you guys to kind of get like a preview of what I've been working on. Some of the stuff that I've been up to. I think this is my favorite panel of artists with him yelling like this. It's like it's so him though. Like it's so him. But yeah, that's what I've been working on between doing like Aros and Mao's redesign, and then getting ready to do all of my other character redesigns as well. It's a lot of stuff that I've been working on. That's why I've been not updating Godsbane. That's why I've been not promoting it as much. Because I don't really want to promote stuff that I don't feel is going to be accurate anymore. I'd rather not be promoting stuff that I know is unfinished work. So I'll probably just like leave Godsbane where it is. I might even completely start over with brand new Godsbane pages, or I might like leave it as it is and then just change the pages out. I might do that. I'll probably wait until I have a really good buffer, maybe like 2 months worth of buffer before I start posting pages again. And that will kind of depend on how my pitch with Viz Originals goes. So I probably won't be posting pages the rest of the year. I'll probably just let Godsbane kind of stay quiet for a while and go back into concept art mode. Because I want to get this pitch done. So hopefully you guys are okay with that. I feel really bad, but at least I'll get to focus on streaming and character design and writing and working with the person I'm consulting for editorial. That's not with Viz. So hopefully it'll go well. Hopefully it'll be something that, you know, they'll find interesting, or if it's not something Viz would be interested in, I can still get really good feedback. Because just because I'm pitching to them doesn't mean they're interested. It just means that they're willing to give me feedback. And I think even if you know you're not going to get accepted, I think getting that feedback is still incredibly valuable. And that's why I didn't initially plan on even submitting or pitching to Viz at all, because Godsbane is a seinen, it's not a shonen. And I wasn't sure, like, I know Viz does a lot of variety of things. Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I felt really bad about it, is because, like, I'm essentially rebooting again. And I have felt really, really guilty about that. And I've known I was going to be rebooting since May. Like, the end of May. Like, once May was over, I knew I was rebooting. So technically I've known since the end of May that I've been rebooting. Oh, hi Sim, what's up? How you doing? I'm just going over my plans and some character art that I've been working on. And then showing some of the pages that I've been doing. So I'm rebooting my characters for a Viz Originals pitch. I'm going to go ahead and pitch to Viz. See if they'd be interested in it. And then I was showing them like some of the pages I've been working on, just sketching out and some more of the pages. And then, yeah, all that stuff. So shonen and seinen are demographics. That's the primary difference between the two. They tend to have, so they're the age group. I mean, it kind of depends on who you ask, but the age group is essentially like 10 to 15, 10 to 17. Some will say as young as 8. So it kind of depends on who you ask. But it's typically like 10 to 15, 10 to 17 is shonen. And shonen has a wide variety of genres in it. The way that like manga the Japanese categorize their manga is like by demographic and then by genre, typically. And then in Western, it's like genre then demographic, which demographics are everything from race, religion, age being the primary factor in this particular case, gender / sex. They're basically kind of the same thing, but it's mostly focused on gender. So, like, that's typically how demographics work. And then stuff like psychographics are things like, what are your hobbies, what are your goals, what are your dreams. Demographics are more, how do you relate to society? Like how do like how do you relate to society basically? Like how are you different compared or similar compared to everybody else? How are you similar to everybody else? And then psychographics would be what makes you an individual. How are you different? And shonen, seinen, josei, shoujo. I'm dropping the word for the kid, like the actual kids manga. I'm losing the word. I forget. Those are the four. Well, those are the four main ones: seinen, shonen, josei, and shoujo. Shonen and shoujo are for like 10 to like 17, 15-ish for boys and girls. Shoujo being for girls and shonen for boys. I guess I should say females and males. And then seinen is more like 15, 17 and up. I think most people go with like 17 and up. And those like, so it's basically for like young adults. And then josei is the same like upper age group for girls or women, young women. And each one of those demographics tend to have more themes that are more common than others. So, for example, like shoujo or shonen tends to be things like battle and adventure. Yeah, seinen. Well, seinen tends to be more for more mature readers, but it's also the themes. Typically, like the themes and genres that are involved. So, shonen would be more like One Piece, Naruto, Bleach. They're more like battle, adventure, Dragon Ball. Like all of those are considered like shonen, right? So they're typically, not always, typically things like battle and adventure are probably like the two biggest ones that you'll see in shonen. And then like seinen tends to be more mental heavy, as far as like they tend to have more like psychological themes, darker stuff, not just the violence and the gore, but like that is like elevated more in seinen, obviously. So, josei and seinen tend to be more darker, heavier themes, more complex in terms of like the mental aspect. But they can also just be more violent. Like stuff that's just not acceptable for teens to be reading. So there's more differences than that, but those tend to be like the most obvious differences. I tend to prefer josei and seinen when I'm reading things. There are a lot of shonen that I like Inuyasha, Shaman King. Like I love those. And then there are some titles that sort of like blend a little bit between the two. Like there are some people that say that Berserk is a shonen, and I'm like, I can see why you're saying it's a shonen because of like the magazine that it was in. It was in Young Animal. So you could consider that shonen. I consider it a seinen personally, just because of like the themes in it, especially once you get to like the Eclipse. Like that is not a shonen. The Eclipse era is not shonen at all. But like until that point, it could be considered a shonen. Maybe like an upper level shonen, maybe. I personally just consider Berserk a seinen. Personally, it's just what I do. Other seinen titles, well, I guess that's not technically seinen now that I think about it. Yeah, that's the basic difference. Godsbane is heavier on the mental themes. The characters are older. Like, Aros is technically 32. Even if you go by the age, he became a Miyape, which was 26. So, at age 26 is when he became a Miyape, so he was, 6... Actually, holy shit, Aros is my age now. Oh my god, I'm as old as my own character. Ugh. And I was 20, let's see, I made Aros when I was 22. I made it when I was 22. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So Aros is technically 32, but the Miyape stopped aging at 26. And so Aros himself also does not age. And that's something that will become more apparent, like, as the older that he gets. They'll notice that, and healers like him don't age that fast anyway. But they only live to be about 150 tops. And so, if people are going to start noticing, and this is true in the manga, people start noticing that he's not aging like he should be. Um, and that's sort of like the first big suspicion that people have, among other things, like Miyabe are dependent on blood and souls. Yeah, almost every character is an adult. I think the youngest character is Hokoe. Um, it's the youngest character is Hokoe, which is this character. He's 24, so he's the youngest one. That's why I wasn't sure if like Viz would really be interested in it, because like my characters aren't teenagers. Like he's 24 and he's the youngest character. So like most of my characters are between 20 and 40. I think I have a handful of characters that are over 40. I can think of 4 off the top of my head that are over 40. But yeah, like it's an adult story about adults, going through life and stuff. Like it's got like war, loss, grief. There's a lot of death in Godsbane. It's not like a happy story. It's not, yay, adventure, I'm gonna save the world. Like that's not what Godsbane is. Godsbane is, I'm being a selfish human being right now, and there's this woman that I really like, or slash I need to finish this research. I need her back, and I'll do whatever it takes to get her back, because I feel like that's what we need to finally save us from Amat, the god of the dead. So, like, there's a lot of really bad stuff that happens. Like there's one of my characters has a child during the series, so like there's like then that character would be the youngest character, and that character is really important. But like there's one of the characters will have a child during the series, so like, and it's like unexpected. It's like, oh shit, oops. So like it's fun. I think it'll be a really fun thing for readers. Now I'm nervous about that part because of who the parents of that child is, or who the parents of that child are. What is English? But yeah, so like it has a lot of like adult concepts and like adult consequences. Like what they say: the more you f around, the more you find out, right? Like that's the literal concept of my manga: is f around and find out. And Aros f's around too much, and he finds out. He finds out later. He gets completely abused and used in all kinds of ways. So, yeah, exactly, yeah. But the primary theme, and that was one of the things that I was able to do with this. I'll just kind of show you really quick. Like when I was doing the writing and stuff and proposing like the story outline, like right here. Aros's double life as a healer and killer catches up to him and have to make a choice to save the island or see her, Fale, one last time. So like eventually he has to choose. Like, he can't keep playing this game forever, and eventually he has to make a choice. And it's the choice that he ends up making in the end that causes his suffering. So like he's gonna find out eventually. That's what happens when you mess around. You know what I mean? So I don't want to like spoil too much by showing like the writing and stuff, but I've been working really hard on the writing. I'd show you guys my like scripting. Actually, I can show you my scripting format. I guess I could go 10 more minutes. I'll just make it an even 3 hours, and we'll go 10 more minutes. I don't even know where I put it. Right, exactly. And I want that to be true in my manga, because I feel like that doesn't happen often enough. Everyone gets away with stuff, and it's so annoying to me. So, like, the writing format, the structure that I have, basically, is each within, it starts with, let me be able to write here. Okay, so it starts with Kishore Tinkets. That's where I start. Whoa, that's a really big bush. It starts here. So it starts here, and then I figure out these 4 parts, and each of these parts is going to be 16 chapters or 2 volumes. And again, this is all providing I have my way. Um, so this here sort of sets up the basic structure for how like these things work. And then going this way, it breaks down into Harmon cycles. So initially, I have a story level of Harmon cycle, and what's really cool is if you break these up even more, these match perfectly with the setup of Kishofin Kets. It matches perfectly. So like your intro, you're introducing your goals, right? You're introducing the characters, you're introducing stuff. It makes perfect sense. The development, you're gonna have there's an event that happens right here that's really, 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 it changes the course of Aros's like progress to the story. So it's really important. And then you have trials, which are basically the trials to accomplish goal 2. So so basically all of this here is going to accomplish whatever this is. Like that's how that works. And there's a bunch of trials that happen. Of course, I can't tell you what they are, but basically, like this chunk right here is all about plot goal number 2. And then once he accomplishes this goal, you punish the character. Like once, and this is true for like whatever. Like once they succeed, you punish them for it. That's the twist, right? You're not expecting the character to get punished for accomplishing the goal. Like when this happens, you're like, yay, he did it, the story's over, and you're like, well, nope, surprise. So then you punish that success. Sorry. And then you have to find a new normal. Like you have to fix it. In this particular case, like Aros has to fix it. And then after he fixes it, you tie up your loose ends and story's over. So that's kind of like the format that I've gone with. And then what I've done is then I've split up. Yeah, so then after I've done that, let me erase this stuff here. So then, once I have the initial Harmon cycle structure set up, each one of these gets a Harmon cycle. So then I split it up even more. So each one of these get their own Harmon cycle. So first I have the large version that spreads across the whole story, and then I give each part of Kishoten Kets its own Harmon cycle. And then this is the arc level. So basically every 2 volumes will have a completed Harmon cycle within it as well, this is the hard one to do. This is the hard one. This is the really difficult one for me to do writing wise, because like this one is easy and this one is easy, but making sure it fits this is also difficult. I have to sort of go back and forth and double check, like does this match up, does this match up, does this match up, does this match up, that's kind of difficult. And then once I have this set up, then each of these get their own Harmon cycle. Hopefully that makes sense. So basically it's nested within itself, and it's working really well. Like it's easy to do. Like these 2 are easy. This is the difficult one. That's the annoying one. But these 2 are really easy to do. So, and that's why basically going there down further sort of makes it a little bit easier to refine the story. And I'm hoping, I know this may be really restrictive, and hopefully it won't make the story too predictable, but it makes it easier for me to do the writing if I know what direction it's supposed to go, and what makes logical sense. But see, here's the thing for me. If I'm worrying less about this, I have a different story structure than most. I also have a murder mystery. So, the whole point of my story is not to drop all the information at the beginning. That's not what I want. I want this to be a story, because it's also a murder mystery. I want this to be something that people are guessing at. My other big gripe, and this brings me to my next point, my other big gripe with, a lot of, modern manga, and readers, specifically, is they want all the information. Yeah. Yeah, this builds slowly. And there are there are a lot of false leads in there, you guys. I'm just warning you. So 2 things to consider when reading Godsbane. Nobody is safe. Nobody is safe. Anyone can die. I don't care who they are. Like, there are main characters that die, I will tell you right now. So, like, nobody is safe. Like, don't get attached to anybody. This is Wolf's Rain style, baby. This is Wolf's Rain style. This is Wolf's Rain / 2-Year Eternity style. Nobody is safe. I don't care who they are. No one is safe from consequences. They will all suffer for their actions. Oh, I just realized you guys can't see everything. Oh, sorry. I just realized. I forgot. I had some of my screen cut off. There you go. Now you can see everything. But yeah, like, nobody is safe no one is safe in Godsbane. I don't care if they're a main character or not. So everyone will suffer their I'm not saying I'm not saying they'll die. Like, there is one main character that dies, but, like, this is a thing that, like, no, like, don't, like, it's not that, like, I'm not telling you to, like, not get attached to people. I'm just saying that, like, bad things happen and good things happen. And, you know, if you F around, you find out. And that applies to every person in this manga. So, like, I don't like plot armor. Plot armor is stupid. There are times where plot armor is beneficial. Like, I can see why people would use it as a literary device. But for me, it's really frustrating because I feel like it's too convenient, and I don't want it to have that in my manga. Like, at all. Suffer. Suffer! Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry. My gripe is that, like, where was I going with this? The train has left the station and I was not on board. So, yeah. I lost my point. I forgot what I was gonna say. I hate when that happens. Oh, yeah, now I remember. Readers like being given everything. They're like, I don't understand. Why are they doing this? That's confusing. Meh, meh, meh. I don't like this because you aren't giving me all the information. I don't like having to guess things. I'm like, okay, then maybe my story's not for you. That's all I can tell people. Is I'm like, I'm sorry, I have a mystery story. There are technically 2 mysteries going on. I'll go ahead and tell them, like, they're trying to figure out who killed Fale, and they're trying to figure out where Hokue's dad is. So there's 2 mysteries there. And both of those mysteries get solved at about the same time. But I hope that no one guesses them. I've tried to set up the story so that there are false leads hidden in there. There are clues hidden in there. You guys know how like the story, The Sixth Sense. Have you guys seen The Sixth Sense? This is a really good analogy for the story. Have you seen The Sixth Sense? And how many times have you watched it? That is my favorite movie of all time. People don't like it, but it's my favorite movie. The Sixth Sense has a shit ton of rewatch value. Because as you go through the story, you're dropped hints, but you don't notice them. And then if you rewatch the movie, it's a completely different movie. Because now you catch things that you didn't the first time, or you're like, that was a clue that I missed. That's Godsbane. That is what I want Godsbane to be. I want it to be one of those manga that the first time you read it and the second time you read it, they're different stories. That's what I want Godsbane to be. So I want it to be the type of story that has reread value. Because you know things, because you know you have new information, or because you know how it ends, it'll be one of those things that when you watch it, when you read it again, it's just as entertaining because you know what's coming, and you can look for all the hints that you missed the first time. That's what I want Godsbane to be. So that's the angle that I'm taking with it. So hopefully I can succeed in that. I feel like that's a really tall order for it being like my first actual story, like my first series. But that's how I'm going to pitch it. That's what I want it to be. I want it to be that kind of story that you catch more the second time around. Or the third time, or the fourth time. Maybe you just miss things. And when you go back and rewatch it, yeah. So I hope they like it. Everyone that I've shared the actual story with, um, like everyone that I've actually shared the actual events that happened with, I have a few betas. Um, and plus like the editorial consultant that I'm working with, like when I've shared it with them, they've loved it. They're like, oh my gosh, that's really, really cool. Like, what I'll do is I'll actually go through, like, the Cliff Notes version with them, and I'll list the events that happen. And they're like, oh my god, that's really cool. There's been very few people that I've given this to, that didn't like it. So yeah. It is encouraging. And I think that's something that I don't think a lot of manga do. Mystery is not a common genre, but if you think about it, what's one of the most popular, like, mystery-based manga of all time? Like, Detective Conan. People effing love Detective Conan. Because it's fun. It's engaging. He's solving a mystery every time. And it's fun to go back and, like, rewatch some of the previous mysteries that he solved because you know the ending, or maybe it's been long enough that you only remember bits and pieces of it, but you don't remember everything. And so then it makes it fun to reread the second time. So another one is Mushishi. Mushishi is really fun too because it also is mysteries. So you can go back and you're like, oh yeah, like I hadn't noticed that before. Oh, that's why that it was. So yeah. Sorry, I kind of rambled a little bit, you guys. I know, I love Mushishi too. I'm sorry if this wasn't like a super fun stream to watch. I didn't do a ton of drawing for like the last half of it. But I hope it was interesting. Just getting to watch me, like talk about, I haven't done Erased yet. I need to go through that one. That's on my list. I've had a couple people recommend that one to me. Yeah, I hope this was interesting. I hope this was fun. I am gonna go eat. It's been 3 hours. I stayed, an extra hour for you guys. So hopefully that was fun and entertaining. Hopefully you guys learned some things. If you guys need anything, like, please just let me know. What I'll probably do is I'll go over this structure in a separate video so that people can see how I'm doing things. That might be kind of fun. I'll also do a formal video explaining my portfolio review with Viz, how it went, things I wish I would have done beforehand, and then things like how it's going now. It's going really great now. Like, I'm talking with the editor, and we're actively, at the moment, we're at the stage where we're figuring out what kind of feedback I want, what my goals are, sort of like just getting more information from me on like what do I want out of the exchange between me and this Viz editor. So we're not like talking about, oh, like I'm gonna get Godsbane published. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is just her figuring out what kind of career goals I have, what kind of feedback I want, so that she can help me with that. So that's all we're talking about. So like if I talk about Viz, like don't get any misunderstandings that, oh my god, Kaz can get published with Viz. No, I'm just talking and we're getting feedback. So it's like an informal relationship, I guess. That would be cool, dude. That would be really cool. I did tell them that I would like to like pitch officially, and that's what I want to work towards. Is like, what do I need to do to get Godsbane up to a publisher's level of standards? That's what I told her. So hopefully that'll be something we can work on together. That'd be super cool. And she seems really nice. I'm sure she's super duper busy, so like there's long periods between responses, but I expect to be like some of the lower priority stuff going on because she's an editor. Poor thing. I'm sure she's super busy. If it's anything like the when I was at Tokyo Pop helping out with some of the like reviews and stuff, it was absolutely crazy. So I can only imagine what it's like managing all of those titles. So yeah, alright, I'm gonna go eat. I'm gonna go have probably some kielbasa and some I've got some baby broccoli I'm gonna go cook up. I love baby broccoli, so I'm gonna cook up some kielbasa and some baby broccoli, maybe throw in some like eggs or something. So I'm gonna go have some dinner, and then I'll probably just veg out the rest of the day. because I'm kind of tired. It was really hot today. We broke a record here in Tennessee, so. Yeah, no, like, if you guys are here, I'm always happy to, and if I have the time, I'm always happy to, like, extend. I've been kind of, like, munching on popcorn while I've been here. I'm sorry if you guys heard some food ASMR. My bad. But yeah, take it easy, guys. I'm gonna go eat. I hope you guys have a really great night. Always feel free to drop me questions in the comment section if you guys have, like, an afterthought or, like, a question you didn't get to ask during the stream. I'm always happy to answer questions. If you guys haven't checked out Godsbane, I still have the initial pages of Godsbane up. You can find a link to it in my description below or on my profile. If you guys haven't, please like the video. It helps me in the algorithm, it helps me grow, and helps YouTube see that people actually like my content. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so you don't miss any future streams. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I will probably go ahead and stream tomorrow just to make up for missing streams in the week when I was sick. So I'll definitely make sure to find a point to stream tomorrow. So take it easy and have a wonderful night. Ciao!